Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. So the past few weeks, my Patreon group and I have been working on Dutch pours, and the piece that I'm doing today was the first Dutch that I did for them as an example. I'm primarily going to be using metallics just because I've been on a shimmer kick lately, and I do love the bling. Now my paints are mixed with just Floetrol and water, taking a page out of Canella Sirocco's Dutch pour book, and I'm pouring on a dual base coat of Amsterdam lamp black and titanium white. Now I would never recommend to someone to use Amsterdam paints as a base coat on any other technique except a Dutch pour and maybe a Cause Creation style swipe, just because there are a lot more cost-effective acrylic alternatives out there for base coats, and you can purchase them in bulk. One of my favorites is the Creative Inspirations brand that you can find at Jerry's Artarama. They come in a 2-liter jug for about $22, which I think is pretty darn reasonable. But in this piece, in order to help me get some cells when I blow it out, I'm going to be using the two paints from Amsterdam. Spreading out your base coat here, when you are done doing that and a couple of minutes have passed, you should have a perfectly smooth surface of paint. There shouldn't be any divots or high areas, low areas, chunks of paint, nothing like that. It should be super smooth. It should have self-leveled out. And that is the consistency that you're looking for. I've seen a lot of people, after they put their base down, there's a lot of divots and marks where the spatula went through the paint, and the paint never self-levels. So consider that just a little bit too thick. Just remember, you want a level and smooth surface when you start putting down your colors. This is a gorgeous Dutch pour that was done by one of my Patreons, Nikki Rainey. Nikki, you did a fabulous job. Those colors are primo. Now I have left the blowout in real time for you so that you can see this is a slower, more deliberate process. I don't know how many posts I've seen on Facebook from people who are saying they've blown the paint off the canvas onto the wall. And if that's happening, your blower speed is way too high and you probably need to take it down a notch. Now, the consistency of the paint here is thicker than you would think, but if you put your dryer on low and have some patience, you'll be able to blow it out. If you can't get the paint to move, it may be too thick and you probably need to add just a tad more water. The blow dryer that I'm using is a mini Brita blow dryer, which I love because it has a cool setting and it fits in your hand very nicely. It appears that this brand is sold out everywhere, but I did find one very similar on Amazon if you want to try it out. This thing looks just like my Brita. It has a high-low setting for the fan and it has a cool button. The brand is MHD. It's 1,000 watts and it does come with a little diffuser that goes on the end. So if you are looking for a dryer that you want to try with this technique, I would definitely recommend this one. All of the specs are exactly like the Brita, so I think it would work just as well as the Brita. you can see this piece dried just beautifully. I might have mentioned it a couple times before, but I'm really digging those shifting colors by Treasure Gold. Antique Copper is my favorite. I love the Iridescent Pearl by Golden. Most pearls have a brown tone, more of a beige. This is more of a white pearl, and it is just gorgeous on top of these other colors. It really, really sets it off. I'm just so pleased with this. I think this is probably the best Dutch pour I have ever done, and so proud to have done it. I plan on doing a few more here and there, but I hope you like it as much as I do. Now I'm going to show you the results after I resined it, and I'm not sure what happened. I'm going to assume it was something that I did wrong. I've never heard any bad things about this resin that I used. On the edges, it did really, really well. You can see that everything is pretty darn clear and sparkly, just the way it's supposed to be and the way that I like it. But then you come around to the center, and there is what looks like a film. You can see the film on the black, and it turned pretty much the whole center very cloudy. So I'm not sure what happened. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna chalk it up to I did something wrong, and I will try to figure out what that is. But yeah, I was a little disappointed, but it's still a beautiful piece. And you know what? You can learn this technique from the queen of Dutch pours herself, Canella Sirocco. She and I and all of these wonderful artists are going to be at the Fluid Art Experience in September in Dallas, and we cannot wait to get there. We hope you are there as well. We can't wait to paint with you. FluidArtExperience.com is where you sign up. I want to send a very heartfelt thank you to everyone that checked in on me. About a week ago, we had a hurricane come through. In May, we had a major tornado come through. We had just gotten cleaned up from that, and Hurricane Beryl came through, and he was not kind at all. There are people that are on their 9th day that have not had power, and if you could send those people some prayers, keep them in your prayers, I know they would appreciate it. And speaking of appreciation, I appreciate you guys being here, spending time with me once again. It's because of you that I'm able to do what I do, and I love you guys more than you can possibly know. I'll see you on the next one.